What's up everybody and welcome back to a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and I'm genuinely unsure how I'm going to title today's video, but today's discussion video is going to be talking about the possibility that CARLY is going to be coming into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links because of the recent new Fortune Lady support that has been introduced into the OCG. Now, in this discussion video, I'm not saying that CARLY and Fortune Ladies are coming soon into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but I thought it would have been a fun topic idea for today's video to just kind of discuss about one, Fortune Ladies, and two, kind of talk about if they have a place in the meta game and stuff like that. And due to the fact that this new Fortune Lady support's coming soon, there's been some leaks and information about Earthbound characters or Earthbound Immortal characters coming into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I thought it would have been a good topic to talk about in today's video on the possibility that CARLY and Fortune Ladies are coming into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And maybe I can do the same thing for Callan in the future. So yeah, if you guys are excited for today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video and you guys are excited to talk about today's information on Fortune Ladies and all that good stuff, be sure to go hit that like button on the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content and other content from me. Without further ado though, let's go talk about the brand new Fortune Lady support and talk about some cool things about that. So the first two Fortune Lady support cards that I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking about Fortune Lady Pass and I'm going to be talking about Fortune Lady Rewind. The reason why I wanted to talk about these ones first is because the card artworks actually look really similar to CARLY. I'll do some post editing and throw a better image of these cards, but as you can tell with Fortune Lady Pass, it actually resembles Dark Sign or CARLY, which is pretty cool. And then Fortune Lady Rewind has two different Fortune Lady monsters in it. It has the Fortune Lady Water in the front, and then in the back it has a Fortune Lady monster that looks similar to CARLY, which is really cool right there. So that's just one thing I wanted to talk about real quick when it comes to this brand new Fortune Lady support, is just the cool fact that they're resembling some of the the actual character that uses those cards in the show and everything like that. And the same thing actually happened for Misty with her new Reptilian card that actually got leaked too. That card looks very similar to Misty in a certain sense right there. So I like that a lot right there. So the first card we're going to talk about in today's video is Fortune Lady Pass, and I'm just going to talk about all the Fortune Lady cards in today's video, just kind of talking about how they could be incorporated into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links if they were actually added into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, if we do get CARLY in, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. How many times I've said Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links in that sentence? Oh, mega lol. Nonetheless, so this card is pretty interesting. So Fortune Lady Pass is a level 1 Dark Spellcaster Tuner effect monster, has an attack and defense of question mark. You only can use the third effect with this card's name only once per turn. So from these three effects that we have from this list of Fortune Lady Pass, we only can use the third one once per turn. So keep that in mind. When I first read this effect, I actually got confused a little bit. So it's stationary effect. This card's attack and defense become this card's level times 200. So when you normal summon this card right away, it's only gonna have 200 attack. But as time goes on, it will keep gaining levels, which is pretty good. Once per a turn during your standby phase, you can increase this card's level by 1, maximum of 12. So at max, you can actually get this card to 2400 attack, which isn't really the best considering it's going to take a long time to get to that high level. But the main effect, and this is the once per turn effect, is that you can target one Fortune Lady monster you control, banish from your hand, field, and or graveyard any number of spellcaster monsters except the targeted card. And if you do, either increase or decrease the targeted level by the same number until the end of the turn. So this is pretty cool for multiple reasons. One, what's really nice about this is that since this is a tuner monster, this is going to help you out with synchro summoning in the first place, because since you're manipulating levels on your own control, this is going to help you for getting easy combos into synchro summoning. Two, you can actually target this effect on Fortune Lady Pass itself. It does not specify that you can't do that. So you can actually make this Fortune Lady card specifically gain that certain amount of level. So you can give yourself a boost with your Fortune Lady card, or you can choose one of your other Fortune Ladies on the field and give them that boost. So that's pretty cool right here. One, I think I like this card the most already when it comes to the Fortune Lady cards, not because of its effect, but the fact that the artwork just looks really similar to Dark Sign or CARLY, and I do like that a lot right there. And I think for Duel Links wise, this is actually pretty good because you can use this with a spellcaster deck in general. It does not need to be used in Fortune Lady specifically. So if you need a really good tuner monster specifically for just your spellbook synchro deck, or your spellcaster synchro deck, I think Fortune Lady Pass is a pretty good option that you can choose. Next card I thought it would have been a good idea to talk about is the Synchro Fortune Lady monster that got revealed pretty recently, since we just finished talking about the Tuner Fortune Lady monster. So here we go. This is Fortune Lady Every, or aka Fortune Lady Ever. This is a level 7 light spellcaster synchro effect monster with attack and defensive question marks. This monster takes one tuner plus one or more non-tuner spell caster monsters. So it is pretty much a neutral card to summon into. You can use any other tuner along with your non-spellcaster monsters, but since this is a Fortune Lady, you're probably going to want to use it in a Fortune Lady deck. Next up, this has the same effect act as the tuner monster Fortune Lady Pass, where you only can use the third effect of this card's name only once per turn. So the first two effects are just standard. It's not a once per turn or anything like that. This card's attack and defense become this card's level times 400. So since this is a 7-star monster straight off the bat, you're going to have a 2800 Synchro monster right away, which is pretty cool. Next up, once per turn during your standby phase, increase this card's level by 1, maximum of 12. Then you can banish a face of monster your opponent controls. That's an extremely good effect right there. Wow, that effect alone, I don't think will come into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links for just how ridiculous that effect is, where you just, at least for Duel Links wise, that's actually broken, because one, it's gaining more attack, and two, you just banish a monster face up right away. That would actually be so annoying, too, to deal with. Like, if you had, like, a Synchro spellbook deck right there, this card would be super annoying to go against. Wow. Like, if this card gets added to Duel Links, I could see this card being meta if it's easily being able to summon. And then last but not least, once per turn during your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one other spellcaster monster from your graveyard and then special summon this card. Bruh. This card has recyclability, banishes cards in between turns, and it has a lot of attack and defense right away when you summon this card. So honestly, even though this is a Synchro monster, and like it could be added to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links because it's a Synchro monster, at the same exact time, I think this card might be a little too broken for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links and everything like that. So I guess this is one of those cards where I think is pretty OP, so if it gets added to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, it's going to be a broken card right away. So but at the same time, I don't think it's super duper broken to where I think with the decks in the current format are able to deal with this at least, but it would be super annoying if we go against that. So I'm going to say that like maybe Fortune Lady Ever is probably not going to be added to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. But I mean, it's there and it's a cool card to see. If we can get that in like a box or whatever, that would be crazy. Next up, when it comes to the other Fortune Lady support that we got for the OCG, we were talking about Fortune Lady Rewind. This is a normal track card. You can activate one card with this card's name per turn. Target any number of banished Fortune Lady monsters, different name, and special summon them, but shuffle them into the deck during the end phase. So with a card like this, I can see this being helpful to summon into the Fortune Lady Ever, so it's easy to Synchro summon into. Special summon a bunch of Fortune Lady monsters is also going to be really good through this card because just having all of them with their effects correlating with each other is really cool too. But it does suck that they do have to be shuffled back into the deck during the end phase. So honestly, I can see this card as being a good extender for Synchro summoning into the Fortune Lady Ever, and that's about it. Other than that, I don't really see too many other uses for this card, but maybe I'm missing something because I'm not that much of a Fortune Lady expert. Still, I like this card just because of the fact that that purple Fortune Lady card in the background of it looks like CARLY in like more of a non-Dark Signer form. So that's why I like that card, but I don't think this card's going to be really that good or crazy at all. So the next card we're going to be talking about is Fortune Lady Calling. This is a normal spell card, and you can activate one card with this card's name per turn. Basically, what that's trying to say is that this card is specifically a hard once per turn, and you can't activate this card multiple times in a turn. Next up, if you control a Fortune Lady monster for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Synchro monsters. Also, special summon from your deck one Fortune Lady monster with a name different from the cards you control. Now, I think this card is pretty cool, but I think it's another one of these things where I doubt it's going to be a drop reward for CARLY because of a couple things. So what this card is kind of screaming to me is that this is most likely not going to be a card that we would get from a drop reward from CARLY. This is most likely going to be like a box SR or something like that in the future if there is ever a Fortune Lady box in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Another thing too about this is that it just strongly calling out to me that possibly this is just a good support card to easily Synchro summon into Fortune Lady Ever, considering the fact that if you just simply control a Fortune Lady monster, special summon another Fortune Lady monster from your deck, and then you can go for a Synchro summon from there, which is pretty cool because later on in this video I'm going to talk about the old Fortune Lady cards that have been around in Yu-Gi-Oh! For like a long time, and there's a couple of 5- and 6-star Fortune Lady monsters that you're going to be able to easily special summon with this card specifically. So you can combo Fortune Lady Pass plus a level 6 Fortune Lady monster with and then go for a Synchro summon right there. So Fortune Lady Calling and Fortune Lady Pass are going to be a spicy combo to a summon into Fortune Lady Ever when it comes to that. But yeah, like I said, Fortune Lady Ever probably going to be a box card, not a reward from for CARLY, and then same thing with Fortune Lady Calling, another kind of like box card, not really a fortune or not really a drop reward for CARLY right there. Or these two cards will just never get added to Duel Links if this Fortune Lady support just never gets into the game. So the next card I'm going to be talking about is Fortune Vision, and this card was not in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization like list that I got, but I did find this card because it's another card that's been confirmed for a while, so I did a little goofy Photoshop thing that does not look professional at all, but it'll get the job done. Anyway, so Fortune Vision states that when this card is activated, you can add one Fortune Lady from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, if a card you control is banished, you can activate this effect. This turn, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, even if this card leaves the field. once per turn. If a card your opponent controls is banished, you can activate this effect. The next time you take battle damage this turn, you do not, even this card leaves the field. You only can activate 1 Fortune Vision per turn. So this is another card that's just screaming to me that this is probably not going to get added into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. This card just gives you so much advantage for Fortune Ladies, and while this card might not be that good in the OCG or TCG, like if this card specifically got added into the game with all the other Fortune Ladies cards, this card would be super annoying because you get to, once you play this, you automatically get to add a Fortune Lady from your deck to your hand once per turn. If cards you control is banished, you activate this effect, and your monsters just cannot be destroyed by card effect, which is good. Once per turn, if your opponent controls, if cards opponent controls is banished, you activate this effect. The next time you take battle damage, you do not, and stuff like that, and then you just go from there. Now, it does suck though. The only thing that does suck about this card is that it's very reliant on banishing in the first place. So if you do not have tools to your disposal to banish your opponent's cards, then this card will be kind of useless. But the fact that you can just simply thin out your deck right away with this card is a 1-for-1, and you get some bonus effects with it, is pretty good in my opinion. I'm no Fortune Lady expert though, so I could be missing something around here, but I think with the whole Fortune Lady archetype would probably have an easy time utilizing this card to their advantage. So there's that right there. Anyways, though, let's go move on to some of the old support, because that was all the new cards for Fortune Ladies. Now I'm going to talk about some of the older Fortune Lady cards that have a strong possibility of being added for CARLY if CARLY gets ever added to Duel Links. These new Fortune Lady cards are screaming to me as more like box cards in a future box in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links after CARLY gets added into the game. So there you go. So the next Fortune Lady cards, like I've said already, are these Fortune Lady cards that have been in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game for a long time now, and honestly a lot of these I could definitely see CARLY having as obtainable rewards if she gets added into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And the first one we're going to talk about is Fortune Lady Earth. This is a 6-star Earth spellcaster effect, and this card's attack and defense is equal to its level times 400. So right away you're going to be getting like around a 42 or 2400 monster if I did my quick maths correctly. During each of your standby phases, you can increase the level of this card 1 by 1 at maximum of 12. When this level of this card increases, inflict 400 damage to your opponent. So this is the Fortune Lady card that I talked about earlier, which is a good 6-star monster to synchronize with the 1-star Fortune Lady card, or the 1-star Fortune Lady tuner card to go into the level 7 Fortune Lady Synchro card. And what's nice about this one is that it does some burn damage too. So it gains, if it gains levels, you do some burn damage to your opponent. If it gains level, it gets its attack increase, and overall it's a decent card right here. I say Earth is definitely one of them. It's pretty good if you can get it out easily. Next up, we're going to talk about Fortune Lady Dark. This is a 5-star Dark spellcaster effect monster. The attack and defense of this card is equal to 400, so this should be a 2000 attacking monster straight off the bat. During each of your standby phases, increase the level of this card by 1, maximum of 12. When it faces a Fortune Lady monster you control and destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends a graveyard, you can select and special summon a Fortune Lady monster from your graveyard. That's actually pretty cool. Too bad there's no main phase 2, so you can't go for some even more synchro summoning shenanigans with Fortune Lady Dark if this card would be added to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but it is nice that you can bring back some of your Fortune Lady cards from the graveyard. Overall, though, I think I'd prefer Earth Fortune Lady over a Dark Fortune Lady, but the fact that you can bring back monsters with this card is pretty cool. Next up, we have Fortune Lady Water, probably the best looking waifu one out of them all, and Fortune Lady Water is a 4-star spellcaster effect. This card's attack and defense is equal to its level times 300, so straight off the bat it'll be a 1200 attacking monster. During each of your standby phases, increase the level of this card by 1, maximum of 12. When this card is special summoned while controlled face of Fortune Lady monster except Fortune Lady Water, you get to draw 2 cards. Actually, I like this effect a lot because of just how much draw power that you can do with this card, and the other Fortune Lady cards that we're going to be talking about throughout today's video is just really nice because you can combo stuff pretty well too. And just straight off the bat, Fortune Lady Water can actually combo with Fortune Lady Dark, because with Fortune Lady Dark, you special summon Fortune Ladies from the graveyard. So with Fortune Lady Water, once that gets special summoned from the graveyard, you get to draw 2 cards right away. The fact that you get some draw power out of this card is really nice, and I like that a lot about Fortune Lady Water. Next up, we're going to talk about Fortune Lady Wind. Fortune Lady Wind's a 3-star wind spellcaster effect monster. This card's attack and defense is equal to its level times 300, so right away it's going to be a 900 attacking monster. During each of your standby phases, increase its card's level of this card by 1, maximum of 12. When this card is normal summoned, you can destroy a number of spell and trap cards your opponent controls equal to the number of Fortune Lady monsters you control. I like this one a lot. I definitely think I can see Fortune Lady Wind getting a lot of play due to the fact that it just destroys back row. And yeah, this is like another one of these cards. Like honestly, all these old Fortune Lady cards of all of these attributes, I could definitely see CARLY having as obtainable rewards. I don't think these Fortune Lady cards are that broken by any means, but they do really combo well with each other. So yeah, Fortune Lady Wind, definitely a card that's going to be pretty good for the back row destruction potential. Next up, we're going to be talking about Fortune Lady Fire. This is a 2-star fire spellcaster effect. This card's attack and defense is equal to its level by 200, so it only starts off with 400 attack and defense. During each of your standby phases, increase the level of this card by 1, maximum of 12. When this card is special summoned in face-up attack position by the effect of a Fortune Lady card, you get to destroy one face-up monster your opponent controls, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster attack. This is a really good effect right there. If you combo this well with, I believe, Fortune Lady Earth, or no, Fortune Lady Dark, if you combo that with Fortune Lady Dark, you can actually get a lot of destruction straight off the bat when it comes to Fortune Lady Fire. So I think it's pretty cool that you can pop multiple cards with Fortune Lady Dark and Fire. So that's pretty cool right there. And maybe now thinking about it, like I said, I haven't played that much Fortune Ladies like ever. I never played this deck, but I'm definitely seeing the potential of Fortune Lady Dark do its capabilities of special summoning the Fortune Ladies from the graveyard so that they could trigger their effects. So that's pretty cool right there. So I think Dark is also going to be one they're going to want to play if you play Fortune Ladies right there. But, you know, I need to play the deck some more in some time in the future. So hopefully they add them into Duel Links so I can try it out. Next up, we're going to talk about Fortune Lady Light. This is the last of the 6 attribute Fortune Lady monsters, and this is a 1-star light spellcaster effect. If this card's attack and defense is equal to its level times 200 during each of your standby phases, increase the level of this card by 1, maximum of 12. So this card's only going to start off with 200 attack and defense. When this card's removed from the field by a card effect, you can special summon a Fortune Lady monster from your deck. So this card's going to combo well with the card that we're going to talk about later called Future Visions and just other cards, or you can like banish and stuff like that. But yeah, Fortune Lady Light's going to be really good because if you banish this card straight off the bat, you can special summon into your Fortune Lady Dark or Earth straight off the bat, and that is a really good utilize right there, because honestly, you want to get your combos out as quick as you can, and you don't want to waste time tributing out for Dark and Earth. So comboing Fortune Lady Light with cards like Future Vision is going to be extremely helpful for that, and there's probably some other banish type cards that I have no clue about that could probably combo well with Fortune Lady Light, so that's pretty cool right there. And then the last monster we're going to talk about in today's video when it comes to the Fortune Lady cards is a support card for Fortune Ladies called SOLITAIRE Magician. This is a 4-star light spellcaster effect monster. Once per turn, you can select a face of Fortune Lady monster you control, one other face of monster on the field, reduce the level of the selected Fortune Lady monster by 3, and destroy the other selected monster. This card is really good for the fact that it has some destruction capabilities. The only downside is though is that as you guys know, if you bring down your Fortune Lady monsters levels to a lower amount of levels, your Fortune Lady monsters are not going to have as much attack as they would originally. So hopefully SOLITAIRE Magician is going to be good for late game when your Fortune Lady monsters have just a crazy amount of levels, so that you can just keep popping cards left and right with SOLITAIRE Magician. And good thing SOLITAIRE Magician isn't a Fortune Lady card because of the fact that this is going to be a decent beat stick that you're going to be used, especially when it comes to Duel Links. 1600 attack isn't horrible at all, so the fact that this card can destroy other cards with the other Fortune Lady monsters and it has 1600 attack is hopefully going to help you out win duels if a card like this would be added into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Honestly, this is a card that I could obviously be in a box or a drop reward. I don't think it's broken by any means, but I think it's a pretty good card nonetheless. But that is it when it comes to these cards right here. Next up, we're going to talk about Fortune Future. These are some spell cards that are related to the Fortune Lady cards. Select one of your removed from play Fortune Lady monsters and return to the graveyard and draw 2 cards. So if you combo this well with some other Fortune Lady cards, you get that +1 out of it, which is pretty good. And yeah, too bad the only downside is though is that you need to have a Fortune Lady monster banished right away, which I don't think is that hard from what I've been gathering about Fortune Ladies, but it's definitely something you need to consider before using this card or even wanting it in your deck. But still, getting that draw 2 is amazing. Next up, we're going to talk about Time Passage. You can increase the level of one face of Fortune Lady monster you control by 3 until the end phase. So this card just screams to me a combo with the Magician, or what was it called again? I think it was like SOLITAIRE Magician. Yeah, SOLITAIRE Magician. You can combo Time Passage with SOLITAIRE Magician. Is really cool. And just besides the fact, since this is a quick play spell card, you can use this to surprise your opponent to give your Fortune Lady monsters some extra levels to increase their attack, and then kind of surprise your opponent right there. Since it's a quick play spell, you can play it pretty much anytime you want throughout the duel. So I like Time Passage. I don't think it's a broken card by any means, but since it is a quick play spell card, it is going to definitely help you out with your Fortune Lady monsters. So that would be a pretty cool card to get if we got that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And then one last card that isn't specifically Fortune Lady support, but I did remember pretty recently that CARLY did use this in her deck in the duel against Sayer. And Future Vision states that when a monster is normal summon, you can remove from play that monster. During the next standby phase of the controller who summoned that monster, return it to the field in a face-up attack position. So, I mean, yeah, you combo that with Fortune Lady Light, and you're just going to be comboing. So the next card we're going to talk about is Future Visions. This is a field spell card that was actually used by CARLY in the anime. I almost forgot about this card until I remembered that CARLY, Dark Signer CARLY, used this against Sayer. Future Visions is a pretty cool card though, because when this monster is normal summoned, you can remove from play that monster. During the next standby phase of the controller, summon that monster, you return it to the field in face-up attack position. Personally, I think this card is going to be pretty good, and honestly, I don't see this as a drop reward for CARLY, and I can see this as a box card because of a couple things. So one, this card combos extremely well with a Fortune Lady Light, because with Fortune Lady Light, once it gets banished, you could special summon a Fortune Lady monster from your deck. So you combo Future Visions with Fortune Lady Light, and you're going to be able to get a 5 or 6 star Fortune Lady monster straight off the bat on your field. Thing is too about Future Visions is that this works on both players' fields. So while your deck is built specifically to combo well with Future Visions, your opponent's deck is not going to really be built for that. So when they normal summon a monster right away, their monster is going to get banished right away, and they can't really extend to their combos if they want to. So I hope Future Visions doesn't get added into Duel Links if we get Fortune Ladies, because I could definitely see this card being insanely annoying to deal with if we ever get this card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So Future Visions, I'm good, but this is a card that you can combo with Fortune Ladies. Next up, we're going to talk about a Fortune Lady support card called Bending a Destiny. This is a counter trap card. Activate only if all face-up monsters you control are Fortune Lady monsters. Negate the activation of a spell or trap card or the normal summon of a monster and remove that card from play. The card removed from play by this effect returns to the owner's hand during the end phase. This would be an annoying card to go against, that is for sure. So it is a good thing that your opponent will get back the card that they just lost, but the fact that this negates spell and trap cards and the normal summon of a monster is not good at all. And also, as you know, the other Fortune Lady cards have combos if stuff gets banished anyways, so changing Destiny would be an annoying card, and I hope that they don't add this card to Duel Links if we get Fortune Lady support, or else Fortune Ladies are going to be so annoying. And then the last card we're going to talk about in today's video is Inherited Fortune. This is a trap card. Activate during the turn a face-up Fortune Lady you control is destroyed. Special summon up to 2 Fortune Lady monsters from hand during your next standby phase. I feel like this card is a little too slow in my opinion, and due to the fact that you starting hand at Duel Links is 4 cards anyways, I honestly don't see this card being used that much. Like, it's nice that you get to special summon a couple Fortune Lady monsters right away, and it does help that you get to summon your Earth and Dark Fortune Ladies right away also, because of the fact that you don't need to tribute them. At the same time though, I mean, I could see this card seeing play, but at the same time I don't think it would be like a #1 choice for a certain amount of players, because it is a little bit slow in certain situations, and you don't special summon the Fortune Lady monsters the turn that you activate this card. You have to wait until your next turn after your opponent's done attacking you. So I don't really know how I feel about Inherited Fortune, so there it is right there. Well, that's gonna do it today for today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and if I legit missed out on any cards that are for Fortune Ladies or Fortune Lady support and I missed out on talking about them in today's video, be sure to tell me in the comment section down below, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on CARLY being added to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Do you guys think that CARLY's going to be added to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links soon because of the, recent Earthbound leaks that we've been getting, the fact that we're getting these new Fortune Lady, card support, and the OCG is maybe a reminder that maybe they're going to add something like that? I don't really know, but if you guys think that CARLY's going to be coming in the next couple months in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, be sure to tell me in the comment section down below too. Unless though, hope you enjoyed. If you haven't already, be sure to go hit. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to go hit that like button on the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content or other content from me. Seriously though, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! video. Peace, peace.